Dion win.
Hi everyone, welcome back to me for the very first time, and today we will be discussing Magnus von Horn's latest film, Sweat. This will be released in the UK in cinemas and on Curzon Home Cinema on the 25th of June, and well, I saw this last year and I was like, I'm gonna wait until it comes out because it really does deserve attention. Social media films, influencer films have really grabbed me over the last few years. It's kind of a genre that I really am always a sucker for. When we look at the likes of Ingrid Goes West on mainstream, they've been very successful, and Sweat is just one of those that I found to be quite profound, and especially because it's a foreign language film and it's in Polish, I thought to myself, okay, this is an added dynamic that makes it even more intriguing. So enough discussing, let's get to it. Life for fitness guru Sylvia is non-stop. The division between her professional and personal is one that she can little afford. After all, as an influencer, her followers demand to know every moment of her existence. But though she has a huge following, Sylvia appears to have no one close to her. Fact made clear in a teary online confession about being single. Coming so close to a major national TV appearance, could this revelation threaten her profile, or is it in fact just another stunt for someone to be recognised that bad publicity is an oxymoron for a mediated age? Right, this film was very profoundly unpleasant, but it really delves deep into the world of social media and what it is to be an influencer. And I am by no means an influencer whatsoever. I love the little community I have, and that's all I enjoy. I don't need people knowing what I had for my breakfast and how many times I've had bowel movements in one go. But Sylvia's world is just kind of taken over by this following that she has. And as this film kind of channels through this kind of labyrinth of distaste and very harrowing scenery, it really develops himself into something quite deep and sinister. And it really just gives you a fresher perspective of what this life can be. You do have some influencers that come out and they'll talk about having stalkers or having very sexual messages sent to them and everything like this, but within Sylvia's world, we actually get to see it full throttle. And while she has these like hordes of fans, she has fans that have different kinds of emotions towards her, and the connection and the rapport is something that makes things a bit more illicit. And at one point she comes across a gentleman who's in a car where things actually take a sinister turn. So while things seem to be quite conformic with the beginning of this film, it kind of changes once this happened. But once we see Sylvia kind of opening up a bit more, you get to sense the loneliness that she has. And Von Horn uses a lot of great lighting in this film to kind of induce the mood. Anytime she's in public spaces or where she's with people, it's very bright, it's very neon. There's this sense of life within her. But once we go into her house, or where she's by herself, or she's with people that she doesn't really like, it becomes a lot darker, and there's a bit more focus of her in the center of the frame. And to think about it like this, it just gives it that extra push. And Von Horn really takes you on a very tightly framed film that really gazes into the world of Sylvia. And you understand a lot more of her emotions because of this very good framing, along with the very mood-inducing lighting. But what the film really does is it asks questions, and it asks questions to how much of your own privacy do you actually have to share with the world in order to reach success? Why is this profession such a lonely one, and why has it had so many ramifications for certain people? All these questions are well said and good, but I guess some people will demand these kind of responses that they would desire from a film. But I think when you have food for thought, it really just becomes something a bit more evocative and something that is a bit more titillating in many ways, because that is really what you want from cinema. Is it kind of just gives you that kind of oomph to think a little bit more, or to look a little bit deeper into these kinds of worlds. There's one scene in particular that I thought to be very kind of important, and especially I think between this kind of age divide and a change of attitudes in Poland. And it's when Sylvia actually goes back to her parents' house, and they don't understand her. They're happy with the big TVs and the stuff that she gets for them, but they don't truly care about her emotions and the things that she goes through, because it is a very draining thing to kind of express your life and your passion to hundreds and thousands of people. And this kind of drain and burden is very strong in this film. But what Sylvia really is kind of the embodiment of what is going on in some people's lives. And we kind of need to think a little bit more to ourselves that they are human after all. And I have to say, Magdalena Kolesnich's performance is really good and absolutely stunning in just her execution, her body language, the contortion that she just provides when she's alone. It really just balances and compels what the film is all about. And I just thought to myself, this is one of these performances a lot more people should be talking about. This film's had very mixed reviews, and again, this kind of genre does kind of provoke these kind of mixed messages and things like this. But what I see in this film is that we need to treat everybody equally and to show compassion even when we think that times maybe they're just looking for attention to kind of gain something from it. And this was a very sad film, but also a kind of eye-opening experience, and I would really recommend that you watch it if you can. Like I said, it's out on the 25th of June, so give it a go. So have you seen Sweat? Please let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below, and if you haven't, please check it out if you can. I'll be back next week with another review, and the next episode of So You Want to Get Into will be dedicated to Sean Sono, because I have a lot to talk about that guy, and I hope you will like it. And I hope you're watching any of the other content I've made, and thank you very much to the new subscribers of this channel, much appreciated. And obviously thank you very much to all of you that stick around to listen to me babble about things. So thank you very much, and I will see you next week. Take care, bye.